Hello everyone and welcome to my retro media room, and today I wanted to take a look at what are my favorite movies of all time, the Lord of the Rings trilogy. Now, I also love the Hobbit movies, but if I had to pick one, to be fair, even though I do kind of lump them together, I consider them one whole thing because I love the story and I really do love the Hobbit movies. The Lord of the Rings trilogy, I consider my as a trilogy my favorite movies of all time. So, which kind of dethroned Star Wars, to be honest, growing up. But hey, it happens. So what I wanted to do, because I've got all sorts of sets here of the Lord of the Rings sets that I've gotten throughout the years, starting with the DVD set. Now, I've always, to this day, here's the funny thing: to this day, this is my favorite set of all time, which is, I mean, I've had this since it came out, so I've had this for over 20 years. As you can see, there's a little bit of, and it's funny because it's perfectly, there's no texture to this. It's just rubbed off over time from surfaces it's been on at different times. Literal definition of shelfware. So it's not immaculate, unfortunately, but it isn't damaged or anything. So, but I absolutely adore this set. It is just the epitome of awesome collector's edition. The way it's like 3 books, and now these are just the DVDs. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at these, and then there's the Blu-rays, and then there's the 4K Blu-rays, which obviously the 4K Blu-rays are what I use now as the standard to watch. But I still keep and love all the sets because I love the movies so much. All right, so let's start off with these. Now, like I said, these are like 3 books in a binder. Oh, you know what? This actually came out just the set part here. Here we go. All right. So, as it accidentally slipped out, you got the outer part, which is like makes it look like a book. And then you got the inner part where the DVDs are, Fellowship of the Ring. And of course, all of these also, that's another thing I technically don't have, even though I wouldn't mind because there's some really cool looking ones. None of these are the theatrical releases. These are all the extended edition sets. That's another thing. Because once you go extended edition, you don't go back. Let's be real. So this all folds out into mini DVDs. Of course, you got the little booklet. You got the little, actually, it's a map and everything. So this is really cool. And you got, discs, part 1, part 2, and then you got part 1 from book to vision. So that's kind of the behind the scenes. So, but the whole movie itself is 2 DVDs. So yes, I really, and that's another thing about these types of sets I really like, these plastic pieces that hold the disc properly. So these are, I've never even watched these. So I know it sounds like, "These are your favorite movies, you never watch behind the scenes." To be honest, I would enjoy it, but part of me wants to leave at least some of it to a mystery. I say that, I understand how the effects are made quite well, but watching too much of behind the scenes almost takes away a little bit of the mystique of when you watch a film. So I somewhat limit that. I don't watch every and all behind the scenes of every movie. Because it does take away from the experience a little bit. So I'm somewhat careful about that. And then this, oh yeah, look at this. Check out this. This is all cool, and you got this, but you got this really cool artwork here, custom artwork on the side here as it slides in. So yeah, so I love these. Now that's another thing. Fellowship of the Ring, it's got the green. Then here's 2 towers in a red. So I love the color themes they got going on here. And thankfully now, even though the outside, which is kind of serving its purpose because it's a little bit harder shell, it's doing its job protecting these, because these are in very, very nice condition. So I really hardly even watched these DVD versions, only like maybe a couple times. And so I've really been able to keep them nice over the years. So here you got more custom artwork of Gandalf the White in the forest and everything. And same thing, 4 discs, booklet, so on. All all individual artwork inside. Very cool. pencil style, like pencil like written or pencil like drawn artwork. Very cool. Different symbols, Two Towers, yeah, and it's funny because every movie I'm like, Two Towers is my favorite, Fellowship is my favorite, Return of the King is my favorite. It's like they're, I mean, because they literally filmed them all at the same time. They filmed them all in a row. Like they filmed all three movies at this as one film, and then they released them over the course of, you know, let's see, they released first one, then a year later released Two Towers, then a year later. So basically, over the course of 2+ years, they released all three films, and from one year to the next year, and then but they filmed them all at the same time, so which was cost efficient. They got it done, and it worked out beautifully, thankfully. So now here's and now we got the blue Return of the King. I just love this aesthetic. It's I mean, it's obviously it's a leather style wrap. It's not, you know, it's just all wrap over cardboard, which is fine. That's how most of these types of things are, which is fine. But I just love the different colors, the green and the red and the blue with the gold lettering. It's just so nice. And, you know, with it looking like a book spine, of course. And same here. Custom artwork, the very end of the whole trilogy. Very cool. All 4 discs, same thing. So yeah, these are absolutely wonderful. I don't watch them anymore because I'm not... now that I have the higher quality, you know, picture quality of the 4K Blu-rays, I don't bother to watch these, but I love having them, displaying them, and I'll keep these forever. These are just awesome. It's like, these are the definition, you know, it's like this, right? There's a little bit of wear here, a little bit of rub off here, a little bit of rub off. It's just how it goes. You do the best you can, but not everything's gonna be perfect. So this is a good example of just where I'm just like, hey, I love the design of it. I collect it, cherish it, and it's not to use, it's to keep and remember and display. Because for me, this like represents the 3 films so well, you know, as a physical product. Now, so here's the interesting thing. So even though the Hobbit films came out years later, like a good while later, oddly enough, and I discovered this, they came out with a DVD set in very similar style, like almost exactly like the original Lord of the Rings trilogy set that came out many years before. So that was really interesting. So they did the same thing here, which is awesome. That's why I bought this. It's funny because I already had the Blu-rays. Like the first thing I did, we'll get to this in a minute. I got the Blu-rays, but I got this separately, and I've never even watched them because I just wanted it to go right with the original trilogy DVD set that I love. So, and they took it in, you know, an additional, they took an additional mile here. So you can see here, you got the outside edge and they got the inner artwork inside here. Really, really awesome. Like it's funny how I think they put even more effort into the DVD cases than the Blu-ray, oddly enough. The DVD cases are amazing, even though, but it kind of makes sense though, because DVDs, guess what? DVDs are the #1 selling physical media format in the world still. So, and these are the same way these unfold. Now, oh, you know what? Actually, it's not exactly the same. So there's 5 discs, no booklet, which is fine. You know me, I like my booklets, but that's okay. And they got them, but I like these plastic backs. It's not like going into some sleeve or with glue or any other nonsense. It's these plastic backs, so I like that. And that's that's perfectly fine. You know, these stacking style holders are always fine compared to any. I just hate sleeves, as you know. I hate sleeves, like what that Infinity set did. Can't stand that. So this is perfectly acceptable. Yeah, very nice. And same is going to go. And then you got The Unexpected Journey. More awesome artwork. I love, you know, it's this inner piece and it doesn't move. Let's see. Yeah, and it's just the same thing on the front here, just not, you know, just not textured. Ooh, that's really cool. Very cool artwork. Huh. Somehow I didn't even know this is in here. Some advertisement, some pamphlet. So yeah, very cool. you know, like these are like the fact that these are very much like very similar to the original trilogy DVD set, the way they're all like books, it's just so cool. I'm so nice that they actually thought to make it more consistent with in Battle of the Five Armies, more consistent with the last set all those years later. So that was really neat that they did that. That they really didn't have to do. They could have done some basic set. So yeah, very neat. I just, you know, I really just enjoy having this set. Don't even need to use it. I just enjoy having it because it's perfect to display along with my other set because they go together. Because right next to each other, they, you know, as you can see, they go together quite well. So it's really cool. I love it. Now next, I'm gonna be a little bit quicker about these just because they're different. So now you have, this is my, oddly enough, this is my most worn one because it kind of, honestly, it was kind of like this the day I got it. I got it off Amazon. If I remember right, this is a Amazon set, if I remember right. But this is the Blu-ray set. Now this was, of course, a nice upgrade from the DVDs, and I watched this for a long time. This is how I watched them for a long time, and it's got, and you know, it's the quality's decent, even though the design is great, the look of it's great. I love the style, but it's kind of like got it wants to bubble up a little bit, and the edge, the bottom edge here is kind of kicking up a little bit. You can see the white, you know, like here it wore easily. So I mean, but I love the spine. And when you open it up, and there's a, you know, it's got a magnet in it, so that's nice. You open it up, you got the cast, you got a cool map. You know, this is all nice, and then what comes out are the, which was actually kind of neat at the time, the black, before 4K Blu-ray even existed, they had the black Blu-ray cases, and these are quite hefty because they actually have the Blu-rays and DVDs in this. So really, this is a second set of DVDs I have on top of the other DVDs, funny enough. So take a look inside here. Yeah, these haven't been open in a while. So you got a booklet in here. Actually, ooh, you know what? Let's try to carefully take a quick look at this one booklet here. Immortals. This is actually a kind of a how do I describe it? It's a textured paper booklet here. So this was made with some quality here. This isn't just some basic nothing booklet. Like this actually has texture to it. It's got a style to it. And wow, it actually, I mean, a couple different languages, goes into the chapters and all that. So that's cool. So I love that. I love a good booklet. Oh, it extends out for the path. That's neat. So that's cool. Nice extra. And this has a kind of a typical Blu-ray. How many discs is 1, 2, 3, 4? Wait, no, sorry. I counted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. So yeah, that's so good quality. You know, good case. I like it. It's compact. It's nice. And saying, you know, oh, you know what? Ooh, that's. Oh no, that's right. Okay, it's because it came out this way. So you got Fellowship of the Ring. You got 2 towers. And they all have their own booklets. Very nice. Return of the King. So yeah, this was definitely a solid set. Not perfect in terms of, it wasn't exactly a, packaging wise, it wasn't a upgrade over the previous, because the previous is like master class level, but still very nice and very premium. You know, I like it a lot. But it was certainly an upgrade in terms of it, you know, from DVD to Blu-ray at the time. Now, along with that, you got the Hobbit version. Once again, they kept consistent. So they did the same thing with the trilogy, and now you got the Hobbit trilogy, the same thing. Now this one obviously is in better shape. It's newer. It's got, you know, it's got a little bit of this and that, but it's not perfect, but it's fine. It was more immaculate when I first bought it, but obviously over time it's going to touch corners, it's going to touch edges. But this is a little bit glossier. I actually think they did a better job with the wrapping material, so it's less prone to getting bubbly and moving around. But same thing, magnetized, opens up, map, front here. You got Smaug. I think it's Smaug. Then they come out, same thing, black cases, Unexpected Journey. Because I really do love the Hobbit movies. Some people bash them or don't like them, especially fans of the book. I get it if you're a loyalist to the book, and it definitely deviates from the books from what I understand. I haven't read them. But there's actually these are much thinner. So you got, okay, these don't have as many discs because, oh, they didn't, you know what? If you look at the back, they didn't include all the DVDs. This is just the Blu-rays. Okay, last time they had all the DVDs and Blu-rays. This time they just went ahead and just stuck with the Blu-rays, which is perfectly fine, honestly. I mean, more the merrier, but it's not some deal breaker or something. Oh, they don't all have booklets though. So you can tell they definitely cut back on this compared to what the first trilogy was doing, because there's no booklet. It's pretty basic, pretty straightforward. Whereas the other one, you know, is more consistent, all three. So yeah, but very nice though. So all right, so we're getting there. So now what we have are these right here. I want to take this slip. This is the well, let's look at this first. So this is the Best Buy exclusive 4K Blu-ray set, steelbook set. So I really, really love these. They did an awesome job bringing this to 4K Blu-ray. This is a metal, a aluminum outer case that Best Buy put out exclusively. Really, really nice. Incredible way to watch the movies. Peter Jackson personally oversaw the basically remastering and transfer, the 4K transfer. It was either 2K transfer or 4K transfer. They kind of touched up the effects. They kind of, because the age gap between the two, at least a little bit in the color grading, they made it where they kind of took the Hobbit and the original trilogy, and they made them look more coherent to each other visually by what he did with the transfer. So very cool, and he did a good job of that, in my opinion. Yeah, you know, a little bit too much noise reduction that kind of make him look pasty sometimes, but that's only like a couple shots where it really stands out. Otherwise, it's fine to me. Now, the nice part, and Best Buy started doing these where it's not only is it a aluminum shell case, but it's really high quality, nice foam insert inside, that all these steel books, which I love the artwork on, and these are kind of these are a matte, like more of a matte. These aren't glossy steel books. These are more of a matted steel books, but these are able to go and fit nice and snug in here. Now there's less. Now in this case, it's all about the casing, that you need the aluminum, the steel books. I actually need to look up if they're actually made how much steel, because they're called steel books, but they're more like aluminum to me. So maybe there's technically steel in them, but it's like minuscule amount, So, if you happen to know, let me know in the comments. But I'm going to look it up and see what the deal is with that. I should know that. But so you got the theatrical, and this actually has both. So this has the theatrical version, the extended version, disc 1 and 2, all four, and these are all 4K Blu-ray. There's no standard Blu-rays, there's no DVDs. These are all 4K Blu-rays. And we got Fellowship of the Ring there. We got Two Towers here. And, kind of going with that same theme again. You got green, kind of a green and a red, and now a blue. Very cool. Return of the King, Gollum. Yeah, these are fantastic. I love these. There is another 4K version of the set's more of the general set that you could get anywhere. Really, it was a nice set. I liked it, but ultimately I stuck with these Best Buy ones, because these are, well, you literally can't, to my knowledge, you can't buy them anymore. And they're very nice, very premium. I absolutely love it. But funny enough, though, as much as I love this, and as nice as it is, I still love that DVD set with the way it's put together and the way it's the style of it. That's still my favorite in terms of aesthetic. Now, finally, take the slip off. We've got the Hobbit set. Okay, so we got the Hobbit Trilogy set here. Same thing. The same exact style. They came out at the same time. And I love these. Love the artwork on these a lot. Same thing, matte, more of a matted, textured steel books. And that's Unexpected. Let's see, what is it? Unexpected Journey, Desolation of Smaug. And then Battle of the Five Armies. Oh, I love that artwork. That's great. Yeah, well, like I was saying earlier, that the Hobbit movies, once I watched these extended on 4K Blu-ray, I mean, just blown away. I was blown away. That I watched them in the theater, really enjoyed them in the theater, but once I watched them like this, I just gained a whole new love for them, and I love these movies. When you consider the behind-the-scenes hell that happened with with like what Peter Jackson had to deal with, and how they had to just basically make it up as they went, make it up as they went in filming. I mean, it was a disaster behind the scenes, but they made it work. So by all means, it should have been a terrible set of films, but I think they're great. So I'm a fan. Well, and that's all the Lord of the Rings sets I have. I mean, I have one collector's, this other collector's set, but that's another thing. But as far as the trilogy sets, I should say, these are all the trilogy sets I have. I love it. If you can get a hold of these, I recommend it. Otherwise, there's standard versions of them you can get just in terms of a way to watch them. I highly recommend them. They're amazing. Give me a thumbs up if you like the video. Subscribe if you want to see more. Definitely tell me in the comments if there's additional movies or series or sets or games or anything you want to see, and I would love to show them off if I have them. And if anything else, I'll catch you next time. Have a great day.